I was TDY, that's temporary duty, in 1968, March, April, May, at Nhut Air Base, Saigon. And one of the things I remember very clearly is it was hot. That's why the barracks were built the way they were, with permanent louvers. And of course, if you're off duty, you're wearing as little as possible. And if you're on the flight line, you shield yourself from the sun and some of the heat by shading yourself under the wings of the aircraft. I also remember being rocked out of my bunk late at night with incoming, securing my tools and running toward the C-130s, which is counterintuitive because that's what they were aiming at, to get on one of them to leave with the C-130s because I was in the instrument shop and it was my job to keep the instruments working. On a few of these flights, I took a look outside the aircraft and could see tracers coming up toward us, and they were what looked like they were going to hit us, but they'd go above and below, and it was quite a sight. I don't really remember how many times that happened. Everything's so busy and everything moves so fast. But I do also remember when I got on the aircraft and we started down the runway, we were sometimes dodging mortars, and it was an extremely rough ride until we finally got off the ground. To this day, there's no way that I could possibly tell you all the places that I'd been because of the incoming. But I can remember one time when we landed the planes and got set up so we could get some sleep. The next morning, of course it was a tent. The next morning I go, I wonder where we're at. And I lifted up the tent and there's the fence. Wherever I was, the tent was on the perimeter. When you're young and in a war zone, you can still have some incredibly stupid ideas. One of them was a crew chief and myself. We were going to hitch a ride when we were off duty and go in country, and I was going to take some pictures. Well, the night before, we went down to Saigon, had some fun, and got absolutely wasted on San Miguel beer and Bombity Bomb. And if you don't know what Bombity Bomb is, that is fermented formaldehyde. And it came in two flavors, with bugs and with less bugs. Anyway, the crew chief and myself, we didn't make the flight because we were more than hungover. That aircraft didn't make it back. The guy on the right here was the crew chief. And the guy on the left, he worked in the navigation shop. I sure hope all the people that I met and worked with and went through training with made it back all right.